What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince and I'm an urban acolyte. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why Luke Skywalker's background isn't at all mysterious or unknown. It's actually, we know what Luke Skywalker's background or his backstory is and what he's been up to for the last 30 years. So how I arrived at the topic for this Star Wars chat is I was digging into the analytics of my video where I reported on the narrative that Snoke is a Jedi or has ties to the Jedi Order, and I mentioned, and I think it was about the Snoke Lego figures, and then I mentioned that the writer at comicbook.com at the end of his article said, "Oh well, look, the Lego figure for Snoke might be blind. Kanan Jarrus is blind. Snoke is Kanan Jarrus," right? And some people say, "Oh, it's clickbait bullshit or whatever." And I'm like, no, you just have a short attention span and you didn't watch the video all the way through because you're a dumbass. So as I was looking through the analytics to see how people were finding that video, because I actually pay attention to my numbers on YouTube, I saw this video that people were clicking, or that people had watched and come to my video, and it was Star Wars The Last Jedi. Luke Skywalker's backstory will be mysterious and unknown. And I was doing this as I was practicing Tai Chi yesterday. So I was kind of walking in between what I was working on and checking the YouTube Creator app on my phone, and I'm like, that sounds like BS. And I said, I wonder who did that video, because I have a good idea who I think did the video. And of course I click the link and I arrive on Mr. TMZ himself. Let me read you guys the description. It says, "Today we go over Star Wars The Last Jedi and Luke Skywalker and his backstory, and how Mark Hamill said his backstory is mysterious in this film and will most likely be explained in other forms of canon. Sure, we will get a glimpse of Luke Skywalker's past in a Force-back vision / flashback scene in The Last Jedi, but it seems nothing beyond that per se. I hope you enjoyed today's Star Wars The Last Jedi news. That was from Star Wars Celebration 2017. Now, I don't remember at any point Mark Hamill saying that Luke Skywalker's backstory would be mysterious and unknown, right? I mean, you think about it. Who was probably the most popular character coming out of Return of the Jedi? Who were fans pissed off and upset about because he didn't have even one line in The Force Awakens? It was Luke Skywalker, right? All we saw of him was in Rey's Force-back vision, put his hand on R2-D2 during the vision, and then at the end, he stands there, then he turns around, he drops his hood and just gives Rey this look while she's holding the lightsaber out. Doesn't say one word, right? And people are pissed off about this. I remember leading up to The Force Awakens, there was the videos that Luke Skywalker has become so powerful in the Force that he could rip apart reality, and he's the most powerful Force user to have ever existed, and he is on this island on Octu. Of course, we didn't know the name Octu back then, Skellig Michael Island, and he's in his castle there, or in his cave as a hermit, because he could sneeze and the Force would just destroy all life because he's so powerful, right? And there really is a video where they said that, and I remember that channel, I thought it was big. I think at the time I saw the video, they were bigger than Dash, and no one is I don't know what happened, but no one watches them anymore because everything they said was wrong. They also said Snoke was going to be Plagueis, and we know that's wrong. Yeah, sorry to those, because I know there's somebody. No, what are you talking about, Prince? Pablo Hidalgo says Snoke is Plagueis like last year, dude. Keep up. So anyway, I'm sure that got me some thumbs downs, and I don't give up. Look. But anyway, my point is Luke Skywalker's background is going to be mysterious and unknown. No, man, no. What kind of stuff are you selling over there, TMZ? Luke, we know what Luke Skywalker's backstory is. We know what he's been doing. We don't know the details, the exact, but we know the details, right? What did Han Solo say? Luke Skywalker was bringing up a new generation of Jedi. One of his apprentices rose up and destroyed it all. Some say, and Luke walked away. Some say he went off in search of the first Jedi temple. That's what Luke Skywalker's been doing. What did we learn in Bloodline? That Luke Skywalker and Ben Solo at the time, then Ben Solo, are out. Luke has been leading mostly a private life. They're doing stuff, exploring the galaxy together. We don't know if there were other people with them because Leia's only really worried about Ben and her brother, right? From her point of view and the events that happened in Bloodline. What happened in the Shattered Empire comic book? The last issue, Luke goes on an adventure with Poe Dameron's mother. He retrieves the last remaining saplings from the tree that was in the plaza at the Jedi Temple, right? That this is the last thing that were, because Palpatine, whatever they were finding, the remnants of the Jedi Order, they were destroying. So Luke is on this mission, going all over the galaxy, looking for pieces, fragments of the old Jedi Order to learn how to reconstruct this thing. And in several videos, I've likened Luke to being some kind of Zen master. Lately, I've been on the Taoist thing, but there's a funny thing about, people try to, well, this is Buddhist, this is Taoist, but if you're a member of the Longmen Pai sect of Taoism, you're a Buddhist and a Taoist. If you follow Zen Buddhism has elements of Taoism in it because that was Chinese Buddhism. Bodhidharma said, oh, there's already this Taoist idea here in China, so I'm going to use Taoism to explain Buddhism, right? So my point is, the Western mind, we want to separate things, put them into categories, and those categories aren't as delineated as we sometimes would like to think, right? So I'm going to jump back and forth between this Taoist and Buddhist thing, but I've been watching this series, this like serial soap opera 55 episode series on the Buddha on Netflix, and I mention that because that's why this Buddhist stuff is fresh on my mind, especially in relation to Luke Skywalker. And if you guys have time, you really should watch it. Don't watch it thinking you're going to learn something about Star Wars, but watch it to learn the way they present the story of the Buddha, and it'll give you some idea of how I look at Luke Skywalker's backstory and why it's not all that mysterious. So the Buddha finally leaves life as a householder, gives up the throne, whatever, goes off in search of a teacher, of a guru, right? He's wanting to have all of his questions answered. Luke Skywalker, very much the same way. What is Luke after the Empire falls and he has redeemed his father? Luke has been tempted literally by the dark side, by Satan himself, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, and he takes all of that down. Now what's left? What is left? Right now, what's the next challenge? Right? Luke will not, until you face Vader and defeat the Emperor, you will not become a Jedi. So now you're a Jedi Knight, but what's next? Pablo Hidalgo said Luke didn't really want to teach. He didn't really want to rebuild the Jedi Order. That was thrust upon him. So how did that happen? How was it that Luke was forced into becoming a teacher, having to become a master, right? Was Ben Solo his first apprentice, his first student, his first Padawan? Or was there someone else? Did Luke decide, well, I guess if I have my nephew, now I need to go and find other people who have the Force, who want to become Jedi, who want to do the work, but I don't know how to do that, right? So again, it makes me think of at that point of enlightenment when the Buddha rises and he's faced Mara and he said, the earth is my witness that I've conquered evil, I've conquered the cycle of life and death. the cycle of rebirth. Then at that point, the Buddha just wanted to sit and enjoy enlightenment, and was like, "Well, I guess this is it. You know, I've leveled. I hit level 50. I'm done. I'm tapped out. Except, dude, you're 36, and you're gonna live another 40. What? I think the Buddha lived to 73. So, you know, roughly another 30 to 40 years you're gonna live, and 37 years. You know, so you can't just sit here, and you got to do something." And the Buddha went to teach someone, and they just looked at him like, "Who's your guru? Who's your guru?" "Oh, myself. I studied with these other people, but at the end I had to find my own." "Oh, there's no way you did this. You're not a guru." So this guy rejected him, right? And then the Buddha finally went back and found his old disciple friends, kind of, and they became that started the Sangha. They became the first followers, right? Now, you compare that to Luke, where Luke is looking around. "I don't know how to teach. What do I teach?" And possibly the first disciple is the one who rises up, right? Because they have been tempted the same way that Siddhartha was tempted by Lord Mara. Luke was tempted by Palpatine to turn to the dark side. Ben is tempted to turn to the dark side by Snoke, and he flips. He turns heel, right? So, you know, it's like I keep saying, read Campbell. The story of Siddhartha Gautama, the way it's told, it follows the hero's journey, the cycle, right? There's even a story, if you and I love this. I didn't know that the story of the Tar Baby actually comes from an older myth. I think it's called like Prince Seven Weapons. And Prince Seven Weapons was a previous incarnation of Siddhartha, of the Buddha, right? And that follows a hero's journey as well, right? So when we start talking about Luke Skywalker, what has he been up to? And his background is mysterious and it'll be unknown. No, TMZ, it's not mysterious, right? Just look at the Buddha, because Luke, what is Luke's greatest strength? And this is from Pablo Hidalgo. I'm not making this up. Luke's greatest strength is his compassion. That, to me, that screams, oh, Luke is some kind of bodhisattva of compassion, a compassionate being. And why did Luke Skywalker go and become a hermit? Well, we know now that there's this thing called the bearish vow, right? When you decide, I'm just going to separate myself from Jedi business and what's going on in the bigger galaxy, and I'm going to focus solely on the Force. Maybe Luke did that in finding Ahch-To, this hermitage. I'm going to go here, and this is all I'm going to do. And if that's what Luke did, okay, that's Luke's choice. It's his prerogative to do that. He's seen enough pain, enough suffering due to the Jedi. Maybe Luke discovered, well, this is what the Jedi actually stood for. They walked this fine line of the Force, and that's not, oh, well, Prince, they're turning gray. No, because gray is something else. Walking the line between, like Bendu. Bendu is not gray. What did Bendu say? He told Kanan, oh, you serve the Ashla, they serve the Bogan. I'm the one in the middle. I'm the Bendu. Listen to what he says. He didn't say, I'm the gray one. I'm the one in the middle, walking the middle, right? It's just like the Buddha said, the middle path. That doesn't mean, oh, well, you know, I can shake it with the hose on Thursday, and then on Friday, on Saturday morning, I'm right there, you know, with the rest of the Sangha, meditating from sunrise until whatever, and doing the Dharma talks, and then I'm gonna turn up when I get done. That's not the middle path. The middle path is the middle path. It's not gray. The middle path isn't gray. What the Jedi stand for, the middle path, but focused on the light. Focus on serving the light. Not, oh, well, sometimes I'm going to go shake it with the dark side, and then I'm going to, the light side. Because that's what people want. Like, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, well, I'm actually a gray Jedi or something like, well, first off, you need to get in the real world. But you're really saying that you can't conquer your vices. You want the benefit, you want the best of both worlds, and you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? You can't. The Jedi can't, Luke Skywalker can't, the Bendu can't. If the Bendu's gray and gray is so awesome, then why is he on a planet by himself? Why did he try to kill Kanan and, right? He didn't discriminate. He was like, I want to be left alone, screwed to hell with all of y'all. I'm going to kill everybody, right? Because I'm the Bendu. So think about that. Pay attention, be rational. And Luke Skywalker's history is not mysterious. His background's not mysterious. We know what his background is. Now all we need is the details. We have the skeleton. We just need the meat filled in. So, you know, I know TMZ was just talking just to talk and not really say anything because that's what he's good at. You know, and actually, you know what? Because somebody, Prince, that's what you do too. Yeah, but you know what? I talk and don't say anything on purpose because I'm talking to make you think. Right, so there is a method to my madness. Right, I do these Star Wars chats to open you up, to make you think about new possibilities. And the people that get it, they get it, and they tell me all the time, Prince, you got me looking at Star Wars a completely different way. The people that don't, you don't. Thumbs down. Stop subscribing. Stop watching, and go find something more meaningful, right? Because, you know, griping in the comments, it's not going to make me sleep any differently. But those are my thoughts. What do you guys think about all of this? Do you think Luke Skywalker's background is going to be mysterious and unknown? Or do we already know what Luke Skywalker's background is going to be? Because when this stuff comes out in novels and comic books and maybe the next animated series, I'm going to be sitting like, it's following that path. It's following that path because we know where it's going to go. We know how it's going to end up by The Force Awakens. But I'm interested in seeing how the steps were taken. We know the destination. We don't know the details of the journey, is what I'm saying. And that's the only mystery, because we don't know that. And it'll be interesting to see how someone decides to tell it. But like I said, let me know your thoughts, comments, gripes down below. I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click on that subscribe button and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Make the commitment to becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Continue to support the channel. Check out some of the projects we got going elsewhere, and that thing tells me it's time to go do my morning meditation. So I'm wrapping this up. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got for this one. I gotta go meditate. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.